Hello everybody and welcome back to Cap Social Network. So in today's video I want to talk about how both Pookie and Ray Ray are very responsible and some of the main contributors to why we have so many masculine black women nowadays. Because if you go to any warehouse or any manufacturing or production plant, fellas, for some of you that may either work at those places right now or have taken part in the past or working at some of those places, what are you usually surrounded by? Several masculine black women, and in most cases black women, they are usually from poor sides of towns, from the hood as we call it in the black community, women that were deprived of some of the privileges of having the best things in life, you could also put it, due to their poor upbringings, and in most cases on behalf of their parents, how their parents were underprivileged. Anyway, these are some of the main females that happen to know some of the most latest street terms, because they had those street terms down packed. They had those street terms so down packed to the extent whereas they make the average dope boy ashamed, put them to shame, the average hood dude to shame. They know so much about the latest street lingo. They know the wet is wet and what's happening in the hood. And on behalf of pretty much everybody that may have committed a crime in the hood, they know, if not on a first name basis, usually by nickname. These are some of the main women that may have brothers, either brothers or cousins, that may happen to fit the description of a Pookie, a Ray Ray as well. The reason a lot of them happen to grow up masculine, and it always starts off during their early childhood, during their usually middle school days and years, when they start to develop a strong sense of masculinity. A lot of these women, so strong to the extent where some of them stop liking men. For some of them that may have been into men or boys at one point, only to strictly turn lesbian. These are the same females, some of them who happen to have babies by men, but yet they still show strong traits and characteristics of being extremely masculine. In the same breath, these are the same types of females that have several tattoos all over their bodies, from their face, because facial tattoos have become the norm and the latest trend as of lately, to the extent whereas there are almost as many women rocking them as it is men, and usually they symbolize gangs, which kind of gang a person is a part of. And a lot of these women are part of street gangs that they started out in when they were as young as 13 or 14 years of age. These types of women know nothing about what it's like to be feminine, some of them. But whereas there, on the other hand, there are some that are feminine when it's convenient. Now, fellas, you may have taken out some of these women who may have happened to appear somewhat feminine while taking them out on dates at a restaurant by having makeup on their faces, lipstick, their nails manicured and painted, fingernails, toenails pedicured, nice, very nice. Their hair hanging down to their backs. For them that may have natural hair, even if they may happen to have worn a weave, only for them to still show some traits of masculinity, some, at least one type of trait of masculinity while talking to them, whether it may be using the hand gestures like this, or the types of terms some of them may have used while being out on a date with them fellas. Because they like to use terms by the likes of my dog, my in, bruh, just to name a few. Like I said, they know some of the latest terms, street terms, and have them down pat. These are also, in most cases, not some of the most friendliest women either. For some of you guys that could relate to approaching someone that happen to be fine as, I don't know what, fine as hell, only for them to get an attitude when you, and some of them are so hostile to the extent where when you approach them, they're ready to pull they iron out. As we say down here in the South, they pistol out. For some of you who may want me to clarify what I meant by iron, even if it may be a case where you may be at a drive-through, and when it's time for them to go up in line, they may still remain in the same place instead of moving up a few feet in line. You may happen to blow your horn at them while being behind them, only for them to get out the car, be ready to attack you, be ready to cuss you out, and in the worst case scenario, pull they heat out on you, they pistol out on you as well, because a lot of them happen to be very feisty, very hostile. They are argumentative as well. These are some of the same females that happen to be on jobs that require doing physically intensive amounts of labor, whereas doing heavy lifting, if a man on the job may happen to help them, they may be like, I got it, or may happen to want to, in some instances, another woman to help them. Some of these women don't have any use for a man at all, because they want to so desperately live the lifestyle of a man. These are some of the main women who use excessive profanity, like settlers. These are the same types of women who smoke loud. For some of you who may not be familiar with that term, who smoke lots of marijuana and have those black lips, so black to the extent where they put Goodyear tires to shame. In other words, they have so black lips to the extent where even an average Goodyear or Firestone tire ain't as black as they lips. And do you want to know why? It comes from pulling on the roaches that they smoke when they smoke the blunts. How they are consistently pulling on them to the point where even if they were to wear lipstick or lip gloss, that still wouldn't take away the darkness or the color of their lips. These are the same types of females who happen to show masculinity, are very obvious traits of masculinity, but in the same breath like to have long hair in some instances. Because not only do they have those short hairstyles that a lot of these studs have, as in short hairstyles, and in some instances bald heads or very short dreads, but some happen to have very long flowing hair as well, and in some instances very long flowing natural hair. If not, they usually long weave, and in some instances even different colors. Not only that, but they also like to have gold crowns in their mouths, and some of them happen to have at the very top a whole entire row of gold crowns in the top, and some will go as far as not only having a whole row in the top of crowns, gold crowns in their mouths, but in the very bottom as well, not realizing how foolish they look. They are also using some of the most ghetto and ratchet, some of the most unpleasing and obnoxious to be around as well, who always have to make a scene wherever they may go, who are a complete embarrassment if they were to be taken out on a date, when whether it may be either a man or a woman, because some in some instances also are usually bisexual too. Anyways, this concludes my video, and make sure that you like the video, you smash that like button by liking the video, you comment on it and let me know whether you agree on my feedback, you share the video, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, you guys have a good Friday and be blessed.